I believe great quality wins out in the end, always. And that creating exciting, visually dynamic art by collaborating with the most talented artists from around the world will always leave you smiling and wanting more. And I believe you also get the best by challenging yourself, challenging industry standards, and ramping up the art to a whole new level without losing a sense of humor, adventure, and the whimsy that makes comic art so unique. Comic art should draw you in and show you a good time. I strive to make mine easily approachable, instantly recognizable, and something to where if I saw it online or on a shelf, I'd say, I've gotta get that. So if you're of the same mindset and love enticing scenes of adventure, suspense, mystery, horror, humor, and intrigue, then please check out my book, Monsters, Maidens, and Mayhem. It's a full-color art sketchbook celebrating classic horror and Hollywood B-movies. All 48 pages were inspired by monster movie posters from the 30s through the 70s, which I revamped with a contemporary comic book style twist. It's super affordable and would make an excellent gift. Hi, I'm Nathan from nathanscomicart.com. I'm a comic book artist and graphic designer from Orange County, California. For the last year and a half, anytime I've had a spare second, I've been working on Monsters, Maidens, and Mayhem. By going through Kickstarter, I'll be able to turn all of these poster illustrations, renderings, and sketches into an amazing 48-page trade paperback for upcoming comic book conventions. You can check out the images below as well as on my website, or go to DeviantArt or Tumblr to get a feel for the type of quality, fun, and over-the-top campy posters and art that'll be featured in the book. Posters from movies like Them, The Walking Dead from 1936, Blood from the Mummy's Tomb, Countess Dracula, Voodoo Island, and Vincent Price, classics like Diary of a Madman and Madhouse, as well as many more. About 2 years ago, I stumbled across a site with a giant database of posters from horror, sci-fi, B-movies, etc., and I wanted to bring them back to life and share them with a whole new generation of comic book art lovers. But if I was gonna do it, I'd want to make it spectacular. The book would have to have rich, dynamic color with a comic book style feel, as well as a great blend of sci-fi and campy horror, and a lot of fun to it. Like I said earlier, something to where if I saw it online or on a shelf, I'd say, I've gotta get that. With the pencil and ink illustrations finally done, I drew all of the images myself, which means I won't have to pay for that aspect of the book. All that's left is having the posters digitally colored. So from the comic book and video game industry, here are a few of the uber-talented artists who are helping me bring this book to life. Hector Sevilla Lujan, otherwise known as El Sevilla on DeviantArt.com, and who has just breathtakingly beautiful painting capabilities. I mean, seriously, look at those colors. Chuck Pyers, who did an amazing job and was well worth the wait. And the main force behind the book's awe-inspiring colors, the incredibly talented and super cool to work with, David Delante, otherwise known as Vest on DeviantArt.com. Vest is a coloring genius. His color depth and rendering capabilities are jaw-dropping and makes your brain go, it's shiny and I want it. So besides the printing costs of the book, the rest of the funds I raise on Kickstarter will all be going toward having the rest of the book's posters digitally painted in the same vibrant and dynamic style. Which brings us to Kickstarter.com. If you're not familiar with Kickstarter, it's a crowdfunding site where creators and/or artists can post a personal project with a set financial goal that they need to reach in order to complete their project. And if people like your project, in this case, a book, they can pledge money towards it, which is essentially buying a discounted pre-sale copy. Plus, you get some great exclusive pledge prints, posters, some of which will only be available through Kickstarter, and also signed books, original sketches, and even original artboards. The way funding on Kickstarter works is an all-or-nothing setup. A project must reach its funding goal within the given time frame in order to move ahead. So if the goal amount isn't reached, your card will not be charged. In addition to that, the creators on Kickstarter retain 100% ownership of their project, which is a great feature. The funding goal for Monsters, Maidens, and Mayhem is $3,000. This amount will pay for the rest of the posters to be colored, the books and posters to be printed and shipped, and the 10% transaction fee from Kickstarter and Amazon for making this project a reality. And if we go further and raise $5,000, my stretch goal, everyone who bought a copy of the trade paperback will automatically be upgraded to a glossy, laminated, hardcover version. Stretch goal, as defined by Kickstarter, is a funding target set by the project creator that goes beyond the original Kickstarter goal. which is a way for creators to stretch beyond the initial goal of the project and raise more money, which means they're able to make even better stuff. You can look down below as well as to the right to decide which pledge rewards you'd like. Also, everyone who orders the book will be able to download a very cool certificate depicting the Monsters, Maidens, and Mayhem cover art to give to that lucky person, or to keep for yourself, that shows a copy of the book has been reserved. If you'd really like to see this project succeed, then please, for the love of Vincent Price's mustache, spread the word. Tweet, post on Facebook, Tumblr, blog, whatever. I'd really appreciate it. So look at the pretty pictures. Feed your local starving artist and say, I've got to get that.